Which one? Let's see. Dexter, Mitch are good. They're ready to go. I don't know who else. Who else we have? Kendall, he's good. Only two guys I'm really just still question about is Trey Lamar and Chad Smith. I would say Trey is probably doubtful. Just he's still not quite got his full strength back from that stinger that he had, and just we'll see. I just don't. I mean, he's made improvement, but I just don't know if he's going to be quite ready to go bang on that shoulder this week. And then Chad Smith's probably the only other guy that I think is questionable. He had a little re-injured his calf on that first kickoff coverage in the game, and just he's the only other one. He moved around pretty good last night, so he's going to be kind of day to day. So we'll see. But outside of that, everybody should be good to go.
The fact that you had the linebackers have so much depth there, and the guys stepped up and played well last week, I'm guessing gives you some confidence if those two guys
I mean, JD's played great for us all year. He's had a couple starts and great experience. And Jalen played very well last week, combining with Dorian. Skowski got his first start of his career and was the player of the game, led us in tackles. So that's a reflection of playing guys, finding some spots and some minutes to get some guys some reps and get to this point in the season, and now all of a sudden you got to go start a guy who hadn't started and he gets player of the game for you. Judah, I think Judah was maybe our second or third leading tackler. Guys just being ready. So it's really good to see those guys perform. But we feel good about our depth at this point.
I know you missed last year's game, Dabo, but just your thoughts on linebacker Sky Moore for USC, leading tackler, down with a ton of interceptions, just a great playmaker.
He is a great playmaker. He really is. He's a really good football player, gets his hands on balls. He's athletic, runs well, gets off the blocks pretty good, and they use him in a lot of different ways. But he's a definite leader for them, for sure.
Coach, do you expect this game to be a little bit more chippy than it is other years just because of what happened last year, some of the things that were said after the game and knowing how they felt afterwards, they felt embarrassed, never again, all that talk down there, and against some of the words after the game?
Well, I mean, it's a rivalry game for a reason. There's a lot of emotion that's tied to the game, but at the end of the day, emotion ain't gonna win. They don't win the game. I mean, you can get all fired up, and don't win. It's players making plays, it's execution, it's blocking, it's tackling. Same thing that wins every other game wins this game. Taking care of the ball, making plays in special teams, making good decisions, throwing and catching. It's no different. But yeah, I mean, this is always a game. Like I said, there's always a little more emotion because again, both these kids on both these teams, they live with this year round, so they all know that there's just a little more juice in this game. There always is, but I think at the end of the day, both teams have good respect for each other, and they all understand at the end of the day it's football, and you can't. You got to go win the game. You're not going to win the game in the media. You're not going to win the game in any other facet. You got to go play well to have a chance to win. And so I'm sure both teams are focused on doing just that. And I certainly hope that there's not anything that takes away from the game. That would be very disappointing. It needs to be a great football game, and somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. It's just the way it is. So. But both teams have more football after this game. They're gonna be in a bowl game, and we've got the championship next week, and certainly we'll at least have a bowl game. If we're not going to the playoff, who knows where we got. But both teams, I think, want to make sure they have all their players to move forward. So hopefully everybody will play hard, play within the rules, and have a great competitive game.
You lamented the red zone execution against Florida State. Mentioned previously about how South Carolina is very good in the red zone. How much of a particular focus do you place on that this week?
We place a huge focus on the red zone every week. It's critical. They should play good red zone defense, play great red zone offense. We don't want to live with field goals. We want to score touchdowns. So it's a huge emphasis for us every week.
You talked about going down to PD, and quickly come to understand what this rivalry is about? Is there one story or one moment to where the light switched, or was it just a gradual kind
Yeah,
of
like I
thing?
said, just really instant. Going out on the road, I'd never been recruiting in this state, ever. All my years at Alabama, I'd never recruited South Carolina. And so I don't know where I'm going. So I think my first school I went to was Conway, and see Chuck Jordan down there. And, just you walk in the office and it's like, oh, it's just, or it's, woohoo, and they don't know you either way. So that's really, I'm like, yep, it still matters. This is going to be fun. So it was great. It's great, great experience. That's really all it took for me.
Coach, have you seen their passing game of ball since Debo's been out to the point that it's still kind of a strength of their offense?
Yeah, well, they'll throw a lot of screens. First of all, they do a good job with some of their RPOs, and they got big-bodied receivers out there. They've been able to hit some plays down the field, and hit some back shoulder balls. They've done a good job mixing up their protections. They get into some of their max protections and create some one-on-ones. Do a good job getting the ball to the back. A lot of crossers. I think one of the best things they've done is they've spread the ball out. It's not like they just got one guy that's getting all the balls. I mean, 89 is I think he's their leading receiver. I think that's right. But then you look over here and Ortre and 13 and 81. They all got catches in the running back. They do a good job of getting him balls, whether it's screens, balls in the flat, angle routes. They hit a big angle, huge, big-time play, angle route against Florida. So they do a nice job of spreading it around and taking what's there, and then Bentley's not afraid to push the ball down the field. Made a huge one-on-one play. 13 did. I can't remember who it was, but just inside fade basically right at the goal line. Made a great catch, and it was a good throw. So they've just done a nice job of attacking coverage and taking what's there underneath when they've had opportunities.
Coach, you talked after the Florida State game about needing to play better. Aside from